Hi, this is Meena here, welcoming you to my channel Grow Joyfully. In a series of videos, I'm sharing the wonderful journey that I've had by doing aerobic composting at home in big terracotta pots. I've been doing this since the last 6 years. On 8th February 2021, I shot a video where I fill a large terracotta pot with greens and browns, and I hope you watched that video. In this video that you're watching, I'm going to give the mix a very thorough stir, and this video was taken on 14th February 2021. Namaste. This is Meena here talking about the progress that is happening in my aerobic composting bin. I started filling this terracotta container completely on 8th February 2021. Today is 14th February 2021. 6 days have passed by and I need to check the progress, and I'm going to give a thorough stirring of the entire mix. I had kept this container in a corner, and at the bottom I had kept a smaller container to collect any extra water, leachate as we call it. There's no leachate that has leaked out as of now. That's what I see. And as I open the bin, I'm going to use my sense organs, the sight, the touch and the smell in order to track how the aerobic decomposition is progressing. So with my eyes I can very clearly see that the volume has come down. I had filled it completely with dry leaves and greens. I had followed the 1:3 formula, 1G3B. 1 handful of greens layered with 3 handful of uncrushed dry leaves. Why is this regular stirring required? Now, if you look at it, if I don't stir, it is quite possible that the fruit peels and the vegetable peels may compact together. Right now it's not compacted, but they may. So even though the container has got holes outside, it is possible that anaerobic pockets develop inside the container. Anaerobic bacteria take over, aerobic bacteria die, ammonia gets generated, and that can result in a very obnoxious, unacceptable smell as well. So giving it a thorough stirring, complete stirring is very essential. You may do it daily if you have the time. Bare minimum that you need to do is weekly twice. Usually I make it as a bi-weekly routine. But right now you see no compaction, and if I smell it also, I find it having a pleasant earthy smell. Now I'm going to start the composting, the mixing the entire greens and browns. So sit comfortably in a chair. It is not going to take more than 2 minutes as I do the complete stirring. So throughout the video you can also see that some creepy crawlies are there. You can see some the fruit flies. You can see some small insects, but they actually help in decomposition. They are in very, very tiny quantities. They are not present when I close the lid on the bin. So I begin my stirring. You need to do it from top to bottom, side to side. The leaves were dry, so they get moistened up. And as I mix, this is something I cannot share with you, but with my hands I feel the heat. On the edges, the heat is low because the terracotta container has absorbed the heat as well as the moisture, but inside it is pretty hot. Pretty hot actually. Heat is one of the outputs of aerobic decomposition, and the fact that the mix is hot is a very positive signal for me. Aerobic decomposition has kick-started extremely well. I am doing it with my hands, which is what I prefer. If you don't want to use your hands, you can use a stick. But giving a thorough stirring is what is required. You don't need a thermometer to measure the temperature. Your hands are more than enough. There are no major creeper collies. This is what I see with the sight. There are a few insects. I can see there are a few houseflies. The fruit flies, and they help in kickstarting the decomposition. You can also see that the greens, the leaves are getting a little moist. The greens have developed a lot of water, and when I'm mixing the dry leaves, I ensure that the dry leaves are moist. When I was layering, they were dry, but now the water is getting uniformly getting added to all the leaves, and the leaves get coated with water, so to say. So the entire mix will become one homogeneous moist mix, not dripping with water but moist. This is very important. Moisture is a very key ingredient to kickstart the aerobic decomposition. If there is no moisture and the mix is dry, decomposition may be a very slow process, or decomposition may not happen at all. Regularly I smell the mix, and I always should find it pleasant, and after the rains you get the smell, the mud smell. That's a kind of smell that should come up. Every time you stir the mix, you need to look for this kind of smell. If you had time, you could have crushed the leaves when you layered. But since I do it on a large scale, I really don't crush the leaves. Crushing the leaves will make decomposition a faster process. But here I'm going to show you, even without crushing, decomposition will happen, maybe a little slowly. So from top to bottom, side to side, mixing in this kind of a big container will not take more than 2 minutes maximum. And you can see that what I had put is a mix of dry leaves as well as some twigs. I let the twigs be as they are in the mix because these twigs take a long time. They may take even 2 or 3 cycles of composting to decompose, but I'm not worried. I place them. The reason being, these sticks actually provide aeration. They prevent compaction from happening. So I'm quite okay if they are present in the mix. So bi-weekly routine, thorough mixing, comfortably, happily is very, very important. Of course, my hands are very dirty, but my happiness levels are also very, very high. So what I'm going to do is keep the bin in a safe place. I'll keep the bottom container also, and I'm going to open this. I'm going to open this after 3-4 days. So it's going to be a bi-weekly routine for me to do this mixing, and even on a big container like this, I need to spend only 2 minutes for mixing. So which means literally 4 to 5 minutes in 1 week is all that the time that is required. If possible, you do the mixing every day. If it is not possible, I always request that the bare minimum mixing you do is frequency is twice a week. Okay. Of course, I'll ensure that my hands are completely clean now. In fact, I dip my hands in water and ensure that the water reaches my plants. In my next video, I'm showing you the wonderful miracle that I witnessed as I opened the bin on 28th February 2021. Thank you for watching my videos. Have a great day.